We have a winner! The latest patron poll has resulted in a decisive victory for Inherit the Earth, Quest for the Orb, a pointy-clicky adventure game for the PC. Developed by the Dreamers Guild, best known for Fairy Tale Adventure, and published by New World Computing of Might and Magic fame, ITE was originally released in 1994 as a DOS game in floppy and fully voiced CD-ROM editions. It was later ported to a number of other platforms, notably Windows in 2004 after the rights were acquired by Wormkeep Entertainment. Inherit the Earth received tepid reviews and poor sales, except in Germany for some reason, but has developed something of a cult following. And if you'll take a look at the box cover, I'll give you 3 guesses as to where most of the cult comes from, first 2 don't count. Folks who've been following I Played a Thing for long enough may be aware that I'm old-school furry trash, so I went goddamn bananas for this game when it came out. Several fandom notables actually worked on ITE as well, which I'll discuss either at an opportune time or in an omake. All that aside, Inherit the Earth is a perfectly charming little adventure with some interesting bits of development history that you don't have to be a skunk fuqua to enjoy, and I hope you will enjoy it indeed. There's a rather lengthy intro, so please sit back, get comfortable, and I'll see you on the other side.
We see the sky, we see the land, we see the water, and we wonder, are we the only ones? Long before we came to exist, the humans ruled the earth. They made marvelous things and moved whole mountains. They knew the secret of flight, the secret of happiness, and other secrets beyond our imagining. The humans also knew the secret of life, and they used it to give us the 4 great gifts: thinking minds, feeling hearts, speaking mouths, and reaching hands. We are their children. They taught us how to use our hands and how to speak. They showed us the joy of using our minds. They loved us. And when we were ready, they surely would have given us the secret of happiness. And now we see the sky, the land, and the water that we are heirs to, and we wonder, why did they leave? Do they live still in the stars, in the ocean depths, in the wind? We wonder, was their fate good or evil, and will we also share the same fate one day?
I won! I knew I could defeat you!
What? Why, how did you...
While your pawn was still searching in the Cave of Tears, my paladin made it through the forest to home base. You were taken totally by surprise.
How could I have allowed myself to be defeated by such a simple trick?
You weren't defeated by a trick. You were defeated by your own cockiness. You were already polishing the victory medallion instead of concentrating on the puzzle.
That's not true. I was...
Hear ye! Hear ye! It is time for the awarding of the prizes. The silver medallion medallion for second place is awarded to Riff of the Fox Tribe. And the first prize of the gold medallion goes to Scory of the Rat Tribe. Congratulations to both of our winners. Now, everyone, enjoy the fair!
Oh, Riff! You won! You got the silver medallion for second place.
It's not first place. I should have won first place. I was too busy thinking about the prize instead of the puzzle. I should have...
Attention, everyone. By authority of the Forest King, I hereby declare this fair officially closed.
What is the meaning of this?
The Orb of Storms has been stolen from its resting place.
Orb of Storms. This is most distressing.
Until the orb has been returned, everyone is confined to their homes while a full investigation is conducted.
Confined? Boars cannot be confined. We go where we want. We do what we want.
Including perhaps stealing the Orb of Storms?
Boars do not steal. Why would we steal it?
The orb predicts storms. Storms bring rain. Rain brings mud. And who likes mud better than anything? Boars.
Bah! If we had wanted the orb, we would have just walked in boldly and taken it. No, Elk, we are not thieves. We do not sneak around and steal like the fox.
Hey!
Quiet! Or is there something you'd like to tell us?
Just that foxes don't always steal. Some of us have never stolen anything.
Confess, Fox. Tell us where you were last evening just before sundown.
I camped in the woods overnight on my way here.
And I suppose someone saw you and can confirm this?
I can. I was with him the whole time.
Ha! First one fox lies, then the other fox does, by saying the first one was telling the truth. We boars want the orb returned. As much as I hate to admit, there is truth in what the elk captain has said. Without the orb, we will not know when the rains will come. We will not know when to prepare the mud baths. All this makes the boars very mad. We want answers now. And morphs without answers will get hurt.
Are you threatening us?
Boars will hurt. Boars will hurt all. Boars want the orb back now!
Very well, Captain. I'll deal with this. Under the authority granted me by the Forest King, I arrest you both for the theft of...
But you can't do that. We haven't stolen anything.
I'm afraid I'll have to hold the two of you in custody until this puzzle is solved.
Puzzle? You say this is a puzzle? Then I'm the last person you want to arrest.
What do you mean?
See this medallion? This is for second place in the puzzle-solving contest. If anyone can find the Orb of Storms and bring it back to you, it's me.
Well then, Fox, I suppose it is up to you after all.
Very well. You have until the next new moon to find the orb.
Okay, see you then. Come on, Reen.
However, just to make sure that you return, I will send one of my warriors along with you. Lieutenant Iya, please step forward. Lieutenant Iya, you will accompany them on their quest. Aid them wherever and whenever you can. But if they try to escape or refuse to return, your orders are to use whatever force is necessary to return them to us to stand trial. Is that perfectly clear, Lieutenant?
Yes, my captain.
Wait! Boars do not trust foxes. Boars do not trust elk. Both are weak fools. I will send along a true warrior, one who will get the job done. Orc! Orc, go with them. Find this orb. If they are lying, kill them. If they try to escape, kill them. If you suspect treachery, Kill them if they do not find the orb. Kill them!
What about if we snore too loudly?
Riff!
Maybe I won't wait. Maybe I'll kill them now!
Enough! Now go. Remember, you have only until the next new moon to complete your quest.
Wait! I do not trust you most of all, young fox. So, to make sure you come back, we will keep your little friend.
Ow! Riff!
Reen!
Remember, if you return by the next new moon, your friend will be released unharmed. If you don't return by then, why, I'll just have me a new pelt for my wall. Now go!
Reen! Reen!
I suggest you concentrate on completing your task. Remember, you have only until...
The next new moon. You don't have to remind me. I'll be here, and I'll have the orb with me.
I hope that you do. Lieutenant Ia, you're in charge. Carry on, and Godspeed.
Yes, sir.
Well, my new friends, our quest lies ahead. Let us not keep it waiting.
And with that, we have control. And you can see by the various commands at the bottom, it's a LucasArts type interface. I recall Talon, the director, mentioning in some interview that it was very heavily inspired by The Secret of Monkey Island. And by default we have Walk To. We can just guide Riff around. As you might expect, Riff is our main character, and he'll be followed around throughout the game by Ak and Ia. They're not big participants in terms of actually doing things, but they participate in dialogue, and they have something to say about pretty much every area in the game, so whenever I arrive at a new location, I'll ask them what they have to say about it. One other thing that's kind of nice, if you mouse over something, then one of the commands in the lower left will light up, and you can right-click on it to use whatever command is lit up, so that way the most likely thing you're going to want to do if you're highlighting a character is talk to them, so you can just right-click for that. If it's just a piece of background, you're most likely going to want to look at it, so you can just right-click for that. Nice little shortcut so you don't have to go around fooling with the command grid here quite so often. And first, let's take a look at that medal we won.
Next time, this will be gold.
That's the spirit, Riff.
Just an ordinary bale of hay. This is the scene of my humiliating defeat. I'll get a rematch. Then they'll see.
Interestingly, we can't interact at all with any of the fairgoers here in the stands. I'm assuming that it just would have been too much bother to edit them all out to account for them leaving. Let's take a look at our new friends.
I see you admire my noble bearing.
What are you looking at?
I'm here to assist you, not intimidate you. I'll do as you wish.
I have my orders to help you. Lead on as you wish, but I'll be watching everything you do.
Well, Ia sounds like a fairly agreeable fellow, and Ak is watchful, but he doesn't seem like quite as much of a dick as his captain, at least. Alright, there's not really anything we're going to be able to accomplish while we're hanging around here, so let's go ahead and move along. I imagine we're going to be hanging around the fair for most of this initial episode. There are a lot of people we can talk to, none of which are really necessary, but just for the sake of flavor and for getting all the dialogue, I'm going to talk to them all as long as I can find them all. Some of them do move around a fair bit. And here is one of the... Well, actually, let me see if I can catch up with the ram first, since he's one of the wandering ones.
Good day to you, sir. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
If it isn't the fox that closed down the fair and ruined my vacation. Would I mind if you asked me a few questions? Of course not. You may waste all of my time if you wish.
What a charmer.
would you tell me...
What I was doing at the time of the theft? Of course! I was butting heads with one of the other fairgoers.
You were having an argument with him?
I didn't say I was arguing with him. I said we were butting heads.
Who do you think might have stolen the orb?
I think it was the rats. No, on second thought, I think it was the bears. However, it could have been the dogs. My vote, however, is with one of those crafty foxes. All the fingers seem to be pointing to them, and to one in particular. And I have seen no evidence to the contrary. Have you?
That's racist. You're racist, Ram.
Do you have any idea why someone might have wanted to steal the orb?
Something that predicts the weather, tells us the seasons, something upon which our entire agricultural existence depends? I can't possibly imagine why anyone would want to steal that old thing. Perhaps to make into a necklace? What do you think?
What do you know about these orbs?
Only two things. One, they are round, hence the name orb. Two, the theft of one has caused the complete ruination of my vacation at this fair. That is all I know about them, and that is all I want to know about them.
Well, I really don't think we're going to get any useful advice out of this gentleman, but let's ask anyway.
Can you give me any advice in looking for the missing orb?
Yes, I can. I suggest you take the longest, most difficult route available. Don't forget to stop occasionally and bang your head with a large rock or other blunt instrument. Bury your face in a hill of red ants whenever you can. And if you should run across any rams that might be on holiday, don't forget to take time out and totally ruin it for them.
You know, I can't help but like the Ram a little bit. He's a complete dick, but he's a dick with style. He's got some flavor in his dickishness. Well, thank you, sir. That's been very unhelpful, but entertaining.
Thank you for...
Farewell, young fox. If we never meet again, it will be too soon.
Wow, what a sore head. Hey, a ram. Butting heads? Sore head? That's pretty good.
That wasn't particularly good, Riff. Anyway, I saw one of the other wandering characters around here, a rat. Not sure where he got off to, but if I could catch up with him, that would be great. Well, he seems to have gotten away for the time being, so I'm going to head down here where one of the stationary characters is, this ferret. Actually, I didn't look at the ram. Oh, but he got away, never mind.
I don't trust this ferret.
That's kind of rude, Riff. Not a good way to kick things off.
Excuse me, my good lady, but my companions and I are in search of the Orb of Storms.
The orb? Go on.
Perhaps you could tell us where you were evening last.
I was in my wagon, preparing my sculptures for today's sale. They are quite beautiful, are they not?
Is there anyone who could vouch for your whereabouts?
I'm afraid not. No one saw me from early yesterday evening until today.
How very suspicious.
Can you tell me who might have stolen the orb?
Someone very clever. I understand the orbs are heavily guarded. In order for someone to steal one, he would have to be very clever indeed, or be someone that even the guards would not suspect.
What would you do with such an orb if you had it in your possession?
I'd try to take it apart, find out how it worked. What a feat of engineering! What skill that would take!
As you might expect, every animal tribe in Inherit the Earth has some quality that's kind of their gimmick. Like foxes are supposed to be crafty, boars are hard asses but kind of jolly, elk are kind of stately. The thing with ferrets is they're supposedly all very industrious and good with building things. That's not something I would ever have associated with ferrets in any other sort of story context or whatever, but we'll just roll with it.
What do you know of these orbs?
I know they contain the secrets of nature itself. I do not understand how they work. It has been my fondest wish to be able to take one apart and look inside for myself. Perhaps someday.
Do you have any advice to help us on our quest?
I cannot help you find the orb. But once you do, I suggest you learn all you can about it. Then bring your knowledge to me, and I'll see if I can make another. Together, we could become very rich.
That's actually a fairly compelling proposal, but somehow I don't think it's going to work out that way. Anyway, I appreciate the thought.
Thank you for your time, friend Parrot. I must be off.
Don't forget what I said. I will anxiously await your return.
We had some other wandering characters pass through while we were talking to the ferret. Let's see if we can hunt any of them down. Well, this isn't a wandering character, but it's someone else we can talk to.
Methinks her personality is as prickly as her skin.
I do believe we're dealing with a hedgehog here.
Excuse me, my good woman, but could I trouble you long enough to ask you a few questions?
Oh, very well. Ask your questions, but make them brief.
Where were you last night, just after dusk?
Where I was and what I was doing is none of your business.
Charming.
Do you have any suspicions as to who may have stolen the Orb of Storms?
There are plenty around here who would be mean enough to do it. I wouldn't put it past any of them.
Can you suggest why someone might have stolen the orb?
Because people are mean. They're just plain mean. The minute you get anything nice, someone is going to come along and steal it from you. It's always been that way, and that's the way it'll always be.
My God, who hurt you?
Do you have any information about the stolen orb?
Now, do I look like the type of person who would have information about those silly orbs? Seems that people have placed so much importance on these orbs, they've forgotten how to do anything for themselves. Know what I mean?
You know, she actually has a good point there. Most agricultural societies wouldn't have anything like an orb of storms to predict the weather for them. They would just have to use, natural cues and, observing the weather patterns, things like that, and, they've gotten along fine. Maybe the Morv have become a little too dependent upon the orb. Oh well, just something to keep in mind.
Could you offer me any advice on my search?
The only advice I have is not to take any advice from anybody. They don't know what they're talking about. They'll just try to steal from you, or cheat you, or get whatever you've got. People are like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Hedgehog here has had a very difficult life, I imagine. I can only begin to guess at the details. But I think we'll take our leave.
Well, I must be off. Thank you so much for your time and wisdom, my good woman. It has truly been a pleasure talking to you.
Well, thank you, young man. It was nice to talk to you, too. Such a polite young man. Good luck to you and your companions. Just you be careful. There's so much meanness out there, you know.
Yes, ma'am. Fare you well.
Well, what do you know? Spread around enough honey and you'll catch a fly eventually. Now, I'll need to head into that tent in the not-too-distant future, but I want to see if I can catch a few more conversations first. The rat was around here somewhere. Oh, there he is.
Good day to you, sir.
Forced to pack up and move out before my wares are sold. This is not a good day, sir.
You're welcome.
Would you be so kind as to tell me where you were evening last?
I was working my booth, trying to make a meager living. I am a merchant. Where else would I be?
And what is it you sell around here?
I am a bookseller.
Can you think of anyone who would want to steal the Orb of Storms?
The orb is very valuable to many races. It could have been anyone here. It could have been no one here.
Well, that certainly narrows it down.
Why would anyone steal the orb?
The orb has great value. It could be used by many races.
How would you use it?
I am a merchant. If I had such an orb, I would sell it to the highest bidder. Then I could retire and live the rest of my days in luxury.
I know a certain ferret you might want to meet.
What do you know of these orbs?
I only know that they came from the time before, when man walked the earth. I do not know how they were made, nor how they came to contain their powers.
Can you offer me any advice for my quest?
Trust no one, not even your traveling companions. Sleep lightly. Watch your back at all times, and should you obtain the orb's return, get rid of it as quickly as you can, or it will become a curse upon your life.
Wow, that's a little bit pessimistic.
Thank you for your time and trouble, good sir. You have been most helpful.
Now, his mention of the time before when humans walked the land, that reminds me of something. In another interview, I believe, with Talon, who again is the director and lead designer of this game, he mentioned that the reason that puzzles are such a big deal to the Morph and why they have this big puzzle fair is because when the humans uplifted the animals, that was one of the ways they kept track of their intelligence, was by having them do puzzles like rats and mazes and so on, and so that kind of stuck with them. Also, I love this banner here. Eat. If I can catch up with that otter there, that is the last wandering character we need to talk to. Almost got him. Ah. Keeps just barely giving me the slip. He is really on the... Oh, there we go. Finally.
Excuse me, friend. Could we ask you some questions?
Time is money, my friend. If you want one, it will cost you the other.
But we have very little money, and we will need it for our quest to find the Orb of Storms.
Sorry, friend. Like I said, no dime, no time. Bye now.
Perhaps keeping your head attached to your body has some value to you.
Yes, it certainly does.
Thank you, Wok.
Now then, what were you doing last night when the orb was stolen?
I was playing dominoes out behind one of the tents. Honest, I was there all evening.
And others can vouch for that fact?
Sure, plenty of people saw me.
Do you know of anyone who might have stolen the orb?
Are you joking? I know plenty of people who might have stolen it, but I don't know of anyone who did steal it, and that's the truth.
You seem to associate with a fairly unsavory lot. Have you heard any rumors among your companions?
Not a thing. Most of the people I know are into petty theft. Nothing as big as an orb.
That's another stereotype that I've never really heard of before, otters being, thieves and small-time criminals.
But the orb is quite valuable. You and your friends have every motive for stealing it.
Suppose I did steal the orb. What would I do with it? You can't fence something like that. No, stealing the orb is way out of my league.
What do you know about the orb?
No more than anyone else. It's the orb that predicts the weather and tells when to plant the crops. It's been around since the time of man. That's all I know. Honest.
Do you have any advice for us on our search?
This thing is big. It's much too big a job for one person.
You mean one person could not have stolen it?
One person might have stolen it, but it would take a whole syndicate to either use it or get rid of it. Whoever made off with it is bound to have some really powerful contacts.
There might actually be something to that. Thank you, sir.
Well, my friend, if you run across any information, we would be most grateful if you would share it with us.
And if you don't let us know, it will make me most displeased. Do we understand each other?
We most certainly do. If I hear of anything, you'll be the first to know.
See that we are. Farewell.
Okay, that is all of the wandering NPCs taken care of. We have a few more people to talk to, but they're stationary, which will make life a whole lot easier. And I'd like to take a moment to address the voice acting in this game, which is generally very good by the standards of the time, early 90s, fairly early CD-ROM period. But one voice actor in particular, in that conversation you got to hear Lieutenant Ia speak up a fair amount. Am I crazy, or is that so totally Michael McConaughey? McConaughey is not credited for Inherit the Earth, but it certainly wouldn't be the first time that he ever worked under a pseudonym or completely uncredited. I mean, I've heard him do a number of roles. He's a very prolific voice actor, and either that's Michael McConaughey or someone who sounds even more like Michael McConaughey than he does. So, I don't know. Just an observation. Moving on.
Things could be worse. They might have sent the bear along to search for the orb.
Riff doesn't sound like he has very high expectations for the bear, and in a moment we will see why.
Pardon me, my friend. I'm conducting an investigation. Would you mind answering a few questions for me?
You wanna ask me questions? I'm not very good at answering questions, but I'll try.
Oh boy.
Where were you last night?
I know this one, and don't tell me, let me think.
Mr. Bear.
Wait a minute, let's see. Last night, today I'm here. Oh yeah, last night I was here too. I was getting my wares ready to sell.
And what exactly is it that you sell?
Sweets, fruit on a stick, honey on a stick, honeyed fruits on a stick. If it's sweet and will fit on a stick, I'll sell it.
You know, I could totally go for some honeyed fruits on a stick. That sounds pretty good. But more pressing matters await.
Who do you think might have stolen the Orb of Storms?
That's a hard one. Who stole the orb? Let's see. I think it was the thief.
The thief?
That's right. If you find the thief, you'll have the person who stole the orb.
Well, I gotta say, I can't fault his logic.
Why do you think someone, the thief, might have stolen the orb?
Maybe it was pretty. Maybe it tasted good. Maybe it was fun to roll around and play with.
What do you know about the Orb of Storms?
It's been stolen.
I know it's been stolen. I just don't know by whom.
I'll bet it was that thief you were talking about.
I didn't say there was a thief. You did.
There wasn't a thief? That's good. It'd be awful if someone stole one of those orbs.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Riff. I've played through this game a number of times, and this is kind of making my head hurt. Let's finish this up quickly.
What advice would you give in searching for the orb?
Let's see. Take some warm clothes, especially your mittens, and a warm hat. And don't forget your galoshes. Always be polite and say please and thank you.
Actually, that's far from the worst advice we've gotten.
What's that?
What's what?
I believe I heard someone calling me.
I don't hear.
Thank you so much for your time and trouble, Mr. Bear.
And don't take any wooden nickels.
Right. I believe now there are only 2 more NPCs that we have left to talk to. One of them is the only one that's actually important. But we'll want to meet up with both of them for flavor. Once I can determine which is the correct direction to go in. Oh, and to go along with the eat sign, here's a drink sign. Somewhere around here there's a fortune teller's tent that I'm looking for, and I seem to have... Oh, I was just about to say I've lost it, and then all of a sudden here it is.
Perhaps she can provide me with some answers.
Well, if she really can't see the future, then, yeah, it could be a very vital source of intel.
Excuse me.
Ah, you wish to have your fortune told. What is your name?
My name is Riff, and I come here seeking information.
Information is my business.
Not information about myself, but rather about the Orb of Storms.
Ah, so you are the one sent to seek the orb. Bid your friends wait elsewhere, and I will supply the information you seek.
Now then, about the Orb of Storms.
Patience, my handsome friend. First, let me see your palm. Interesting. You may now ask your questions.
I suppose you were in your booth last evening telling fortunes?
Now, who is telling fortunes? I was here, Kidling, all evening.
Perhaps you could look into your crystal and tell me who did this deed.
Very well. I can see forms, many forms, but I cannot make them out. I sense great power. Your quest will be a most dangerous one.
Well, imagine that. We're in over our head.
For what purpose was the orb stolen?
If the thief would sell information on the seasons and weather to other tribes, it would make him very rich indeed.
What do you know of the orbs?
I know that the Orb of Storms is but one of several. I also know that all of the orbs are somehow linked to a great intelligence from which their powers are derived.
And what is the source of this great intelligence?
That is a mystery that died with the humans.
The orbs are all linked to a great intelligence, and this is from the time of the humans? I'm starting to see sort of a client-server relationship here.
What advice can you give me on my quest?
I suggest you examine the scene of the crime. You may find other pieces to your puzzle there.
You mean journey to the sanctuary of the Orb of Storms?
Yes. There you will find the old one, Elara. She may help you, but first you must convince her that your heart is true.
Then I shall be on my way. Thank you for your help and counsel.
Will you not tarry a while longer? Perhaps a soft bed will rest and refresh you for your journey.
My friend is being held prisoner. Until she is free, there will be no rest for me.
I see. Then off with you, handsome one. May fortune smile upon you.
So, she tells our friends to wait outside of the tent for a while, asks if we won't tarry a little longer, calls us handsome, and talks about a soft bed. If I'm not mistaken, we just got propositioned. And that is a vestige of when the game was targeted at a somewhat broader audience than it was ultimately marketed to. While Talon certainly never had an R-rated game or anything like that in mind, his original vision for Inherit the Earth did have some more mature themes, things like that, but there was some pressure from New World and also from New World Computing's affiliate Broderbund, who was making most of their money through kids' games at the time, to kind of tone things down for the junior audience. So there were themes toned down or removed altogether, puzzles that were simplified, and scenes of death and violence that were removed. Now, I don't know if those death scenes refer to Riff and company or to other characters, and that's interesting to me, because this is a no-death adventure game. No matter what you do, you're never going to get Riff killed, or Ak or Ia for that matter. And I have to wonder if this was not originally planned to be a no-death adventure game, like if it was envisioned by Talon as a game in which you could get yourself killed. No way of knowing without actually asking the guy outright, but it's interesting to think about, I think. Moving right along. It occurs to me I haven't gotten, whoop, don't want to go back in there. It occurs to me I have not gotten, whoop, that's no good. Where the hell did Ak go? Oh, there he is. Anyway, I was saying it occurs to me I have not gotten Akania's commentary on the fairgrounds, so let's take care of that.
This was one of the best fairs we've ever had. Well, for most of us anyway.
Yeah, don't rub it in.
What are you looking at?
Oh, didn't want to look at him. Wanted to talk to him.
I barely got a chance to enjoy the fair. And here I am on assignment again.
Suck it up, big guy. Alright, as I was saying, just one more stop to make, and it's the one that we actually have to make. And I believe it's going to be right up here above the... yeah, right up here above the hedgehog lady.
This little sneak can't be trusted. Believe me.
I'll wait out here. The tent is small enough without me in it.
He seems to be very busy.
Well, he better have time for me.
Good day to you. Friend Mole, I was wondering.
If I can exchange your currency, what would be your pleasure?
We are seeking information. We are investigating the disappearance of the Orb of Storms.
So, you are the ones who have ruined the fair. Be gone! I have nothing to say to you.
Then you have no knowledge of the Orb's disappearance?
I have no knowledge of anything. Now leave me alone.
You know, it's really kind of shitty that everyone keeps saying the ruination of the fair was Rift's fault, as opposed to, you know, the person who actually stole the orb. But nothing we can do about that.
Tell us what you know about the orb.
I told you, I know nothing. Now be gone.
No.
Have you noticed any large amounts of money changing hands of late?
No, and if I had, I wouldn't tell you. The only hands I care about are mine. And since there is no money to be changed here, I'll bid you adieu. Adieu!
Well, if you're gonna accuse me, I'll accuse you right back.
I see I will have to try a different approach with this one. It seems that of all the people at this fair, you are the one who would have the most to gain by the theft of the orb.
I? What would I have to gain?
A thing of such value would surely bring a good price. And a money changer would be the first to whom the thief would go to ransom the prize. Tell us what you know, or we will turn you over to the authorities.
You can do nothing. You have no evidence. You have no proof. All you have are wild accusations. Now, go away. You waste my time.
Well, no evidence, no proof, nothing but wild accusations. That certainly hasn't stopped everyone from trying to pin the whole thing on me. Well, I believe I'll take my leave then.
Fine then. Goodbye.
And don't come back.
Unfortunately, that did not achieve what we came here to achieve, so I'll have to do a little more interacting with the asshole mole here.
I have nothing to say to you. I have nothing to say to you.
Oh, well, this is interesting. Never had that happen before. I guess I kind of put him into a pissed off mode, and maybe I have to reset it by going out here and coming back?
You again.
We have very little money. Can you help us?
That depends on what you have of value. Nothing.
Except my silver medallion.
Ah, silver. I'll give you 20 credits for it.
My medallion is not for sale.
20 credits is the best I can do. Take it or leave it.
You don't understand. A friend once told me that I should be proud of this medallion. It is for her that I wear it.
Very well, my sentimental young friend.
Well, we're really kind of underfunded for a long investigation, and I'm sure Reen would understand.
I have decided to take you up on your offer.
And what offer is that?
You offered to buy my medallion.
But you said you weren't going to sell it for the sake of your girlfriend.
It is for her sake that I now sell it.
May I see the medallion?
Indeed you may. It is pure silver.
So I see. Very nice, indeed. I will give you 15 credits for it.
15 credits? You said you would give me 20 when I asked before.
That was before. It has gone from a seller's market to a buyer's market. 15 is my final offer. Take it or leave it.
Why, you...
Keep him away from me, or you shall get nothing.
Patience, friend Doc. We cannot harm him.
This is no more than highway robbery.
It is only the law of supply and demand, and in this case, I have the supply and you have the demand. Now come. Let us either strike a bargain or be on your way.
Well, in principle, I'm with Ock, but in practice, I think we're just gonna have to take what we can get.
It is a poor bargain at best, but one I am forced to accept. Very well, I accept your terms.
But Riv!
We have no more time for arguments, friend Doc. We must do what we must do.
There you are, young fox. Count it if you wish. Do come again, won't you? I look forward to our next transaction.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Well, have a good day.
Well, he's a little more agreeable after that. Let's take a look at our newly gained credits.
These must be freshly minted.
Nice.
I see you admire my noble bearing.
Oh, shush ya. And with that, we are all done with the puzzle fair, and all done with the first episode of I Played a Thing, Inherit the Earth, Quest for the Orb. Next episode, we'll depart the fairgrounds and begin our exploration of the surrounding lands. I think we'll start with that sanctuary the fortune teller told us about. That, however, is for another day. Until then, take care, and thank you very much for watching. This is signing off. Today's Praise Jam or Orb has been brought to you by Justin Carpenter, Nolden, Zangamarth, Anonymous Benefactor, John Madigan, Sanguine Games, Misha Van Doren, Frank Grizzy, Tim J., Lolo De Puzzlo, Joshua C. Ritchie, Jared C. Rice, Sonic Rose, EX Potemkin, Alicia Goranson, Mechasaurus, DG Jono, Doug Russell, August Fortnight, Patrick Bellinger, Rob Lyons, Andy Kurland, Jarogue, Martin Schowenmakers, Mayo the Hedgefox, Hildegard Argelbach, IGV, Jazel, Joseph Hall, Hot Mayo Sandwich, Dan Larson, Electric Keat, McCaffrey Crandall, K. Ivan Rupert, Jay Black, and other members of the Patron Tribe. Thank you all so much for your support, it is always a huge help. Thanks also to everyone watching, all my subscribers, and all you good folks offering your thoughts in the comment section. You all help keep this interesting for me, and I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next week.